We're live, so this is episode 8 with Jesus Huerta, VR, AR, etc., etc. Jesus, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself while I tweet these things out and share them?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jesus Huerta. I'm a fifth grade teacher for Calexico Unified School District at Kennedy Gardens. Super into technology. I'm going to show you the Oculus Quest. This is a headset that you don't need a gaming PC.
Don't be
Uh,
embarrassed, bro. Say you're a nerd.
I'm a big old nerd. Uh, this one, we're going to go into more detail, but this is probably something that would be more feasible for the classroom. But I'm also going to show you some apps. Me and Eddie are going to show you some apps. I'm going to take all the credit.
Hey, you gonna bust out the HTC Vive too, or no?
I have the HTC Vive.
Not today?
You know what? I don't have it set up because it takes a lot of room, and that's what we're going to talk about in a second. Why this would
Let me
probably be.
turn my fan off, and then you keep talking and sharing whatever you're sharing.
Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a few things. This is the HTC, I'm sorry, Oculus Quest. So other headsets that you might have seen, you put it on, and you can look around like this, but you can't move forward. Those are usually the ones that, like the Oculus Go. Anything that is like a cardboard or like a hard shell case that you put a phone in, you can look around and then you click a button to move. This one, like right now I'm sitting down and I'm doing, what I'm doing, but I can set up something, and if I walk towards it in real life, I walk towards it in what I'm doing, the app, the game, and so on.
Does this have boundaries? Like how far do some of these games let you walk?
I I measured my whole classroom. Some people have told me they've done like a basketball court.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it's pretty crazy. There are others. Oculus,
Hey, isn't that how people died playing Pokemon Go though?
That's what happens. I find dead bodies. You're doing.
Isn't that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's crazy. So be careful with that disclaimer. You got to throw the disclaimer in.
Yeah, and this one's only $400. If you get a Vive or a Rift, they're about $500 to $600 to start, but you need a nice computer to run it.
Yeah.
If you grab even like a $700 desktop, it probably won't handle it. What matters the most is the graphics card, the processor, and the memory, which basically is everything on the computer. So you got to have all three, specifically the graphics card. My daughter's boyfriend, he had a PC. He upgraded it with a so-so graphics card, and it would just lag. And then he just went ahead and just upgraded to something better. And now his headset works fine, but he has one that has to be wired to a computer. So the benefit of this one, see, there's no computer or no wires. I could hand it over to Eddie, and he can use that at his house. Then he can hand it off to somebody, and so on. So it's not tied to a computer, and it has to be in one spot in the classroom. Those other ones also have to have what are called light sensors. So it's like a big show to set it up. You got to put sensors, and then there's cables on the ground. There's a cable coming here, and you feel it when you're moving. With this one, it's very easy to forget that you have people around you, if there's people around you, or like the setting, if you're in a classroom. I would say if you don't have one in your classroom, you should. My students love it. I have 2 of them. I just don't have enough room for a third or a fourth one, which if I could, I would invest in. So why don't I start by sharing what it can do? Okay.
Yeah, hop in there.
You cool with that, Eddie?
Yeah. I got my Oculus too. I'm gonna connect mine to Rift. It goes pretty fast, this one.
Cool. Okay, let me share to see if it pops up. All right, cool. So you can see what I'm looking at. All right. So this app right here is called Tilt Brush. It's from Google. So if you can see my little video, these are the controllers. Now, this headset has an update. I don't know if the Rift or the Vive has it, but I could also just use my fingers to control things. But I like the controllers for Tilt Brush.
Really? You can do it with just your fingers?
Yes.
What's it reading?
Your fingers. Watch. Let me see if it'll do it right now while I put this down. I don't know if this one supports it. Here, let me put this down. No, it's not doing it. probably because I had already activated these. So I'll show you with this. It's easier with this. It's still not wonky, but I think it's a little more effective with this. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is tilt brush. Now I can look at other people's drawings if I want to. So I'm gonna look at this one real quick, just so you guys can see it. Now to get to this level, I'm looking around for when the drawing loads up. Where's it behind me? Not there yet. Oh, there we go. It's loading the sketch. There we go. Okay. So if you guys look, I'm going to grab this and move it. This drawing is in 3 dimensions. Let me know if you can't see it, Eddie, all right?
No, it's good, man. I'm surprised by the quality too. It doesn't have any lag.
These are very well made.
Is that the first generation?
This is the first one that they've had. So it's only going to be better, you know?
Yeah, now I know, but that one as it is already, it's as good as the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
that's crazy.
I'm going to go back. Can I leave? Wait. I haven't messed with that stuff. Wait, how do I go back home?
Hey, don't just tease us though, dude. Draw something.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, there we go. Where is it at?
You got to start painting like Miklo. No, not Miklo. Crucito, like Crucito.
Hold on, let me exit and jump back in.
You got to make a mural.
I'm going to make it firme, all right?
Make it firme. There you go.
That's what they say in the movie. It'd be firme. All right, so that drawing is somebody that has been using this for a while. They're probably already an artist, but you know what? You might say, why do I want this in my classroom? Let me show you. You can have students start drawing. So here are all my tools. Do I want it to be, darker, lighter? Do I want to choose the color of the area? Do I want it lighter? I'll do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of different tools, but you know what? Let's just start drawing. All right, I'm gonna pick, this is one of my favorite ones called Disco, okay? Let me turn the lights off, there we go. So here's my brush, okay? If I hold this stick right here, you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Left and right, it makes it bigger. So I'm gonna draw. Now, see, if I look at it like this and I draw a happy face, watch what happens when I turn it. It doesn't really look right.
Yeah.
So let me get rid of that and let me start over. So I'm going to draw a little square character. Now, I can look and see that it's not connected. I can zoom in and make it gigantic. You see that? Or I can make him super tiny. And now look, I have a tiny platform.
I didn't realize you can do that.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in a while. The thing with me is it makes me dizzy.
Stick with me, Eddie.
Disclaimer.
Hey,
it doesn't make you dizzy?
No. My wife has a hard time with third-person games. She just never played a lot of PS1, PS2 era games. She's stuck with the oldies, and she has a hard time playing some of the newer things that are in 3D. Yeah. She gets dizzy. So
I get dizzy with the Rift.
I don't know. I just never have. But see, if I turn it at an angle, and now I'm gonna make him stick his tongue out, but literally. There you go. And I'm gonna draw some clouds. And I want my sun to be like a diamond. Hold on, let me make this smaller.
Oh, that's cool.
So if I send this to someone, see how he's animated?
Mm-hmm.
It will be animated in the picture, basically like a GIF. So there's different brushes. Like here's Toon. It looks like a cartoon one. Dr. Wiggles, this is cool. Look, I'm gonna write your name. Dr.
Personalized.
And then back here, I'm gonna put a smiley face for you. And see, look, it's on 3 dimensions. Like I can move in closer. If I want to put like a secret little detail in here, look, I'm gonna zoom in a lot. And I'm gonna put watch. I'm gonna make funny eyes for him, and now look, when I go back, what I have zoomed into is right here, but look how small it really is. So,
hey, use one of the particle brushes. There's particle brushes too, right?
yeah, watch. Let me find it.
Yeah, like the sparkles.
Stars.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, see, that's cool.
I mean, I could do that here and just add it all over, and now it's like, hey, it's sparkly. Or splatter. Check out splatter.
Hey, you can export these also to like OBJs, and you can put them like in a 3D viewer, but you can't print stuff from here, huh? Like it's not that quality.
Oh, you mentioned something good. Check this out. So we're gonna jump into a different one because you mentioned that.
The printing one or which one?
There's one called, so that's for those of you that have this, if you've never used Tilt Brush, get it. If you're like, I wanted one, but I don't know how to like leverage it towards education, there's not enough art in the classroom, guys. This is perfect.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to have one and you have a 3D printer. Check this out. This one's called Sculptor Vr. So I'm gonna sculpt in 3D, and then it can be exported and printed. I don't know if I can drink. No, I can't drink coffee, damn it. Okay, so no, I don't want to join again. Okay, so okay, so let's say I want to make like a Minecraft landscape. Just like Tilt Brush, I can keep adding to it. I can make my brush smaller. See, like, so I'm gonna make like a mountainside. Now, scatter. Watch this. Now that would be very difficult to print. So I'm gonna do all that. But this, I can pull it out and print it. Now I want you to check this out, okay?
Hey, what's this one called?
Sculptor Vr. So what I am doing right now is I am making a, where is my tools? Oh, here it is. Okay. So I have it as the regular item, right? If I hit A, it changes it to card. So watch what I'm gonna do. So now I have a giant creeper god. Look at that. And see, even though this is as small as it gets, I can just make this bigger. And so now this is actually smaller, see? So what I'm gonna make right now is a, oh, I forgot about this. It's called sword. I forgot I could just do this. Like it makes a landscape.
Hey, I'm gonna start setting mine up, and then we should see what we make. We'll give each other like 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh, good.
All right, I got the same one pretty much. Mine's the Oculus Rift. It looks like we got a comment here. It's from a P. Gordon. He says, "How does it show educational benefits? How can you tie this to a standard?"
Which one is he asking about?
I guess all of them. Don't worry, I'll send them. I tell him, hey, I'm gonna send them. I'm telling him right now, I'm gonna send them my Q presentation.
Sculptor VR.
It's called VR across the curriculum.
Well, I mean, look, if you don't want to have this in your classroom, I'm sorry, I feel bad for your students, because if you have students that have a hard time being engaged in your classroom and they know they have access to this, they're gonna show up.
It does. It is a different vibe.
If you ask me what standards, easy. All right, here's the activity, design something. You're gonna 3D print it. And now whatever you design, you have to write about. Now I need a story. What's the backstory here? Well, this is my story about the legend of the creeper god. And I don't know. I could just keep going from there, dude. But I mean, how awesome is this, dude? If I was in school, dude, I would have loved to have this.
Now watch, check this out. I'm gonna put it up right now, and because I used it, and I used it this last year. So like learning how to do it, you can do informational reading, informational writing, creating stuff. What else? Like when the kids were doing history, I would have them make like VR experiences, and I would have them make VR experiences for history. For science, some of the kids created like these pretty cool cell worlds that you could manipulate. So there was a lot of stuff. It was pretty cool. Like they had a lot of, I actually, the first 2-3 years of presentations, I mostly just did like 3D, then virtual reality stuff. And then I stopped just because like I felt like I wanted to start trying more stuff too,
Yeah.
But even my first presentation was 3D models across the curriculum, and I took a bunch of kids with me to go present at that one. And then that's kind of when I started getting set up. Actually, I'm lying, man. Even my dissertation had the lesson that the kids did was all based on creating with virtual reality in 3D. So I'm lying. I never really got away from it. I tried to do other stuff, but somehow I do like the 3D stuff. I always come back to it. And I noticed the kids always like it.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, you know what though? Here's one of the bummers. This one uses batteries, and they might be dead because I didn't keep them out.
I got batteries because this one just died.
Oh, they die on that one too?
Yeah, it's not rechargeable, but that's okay.
Oculus needs to start addressing some of these things. Come on now, Oculus.
Oh, there it is. All right.
I'm gonna have to take off this.
I'm gonna blow this up just so you can see. I like this one because it's like a game. Because like, let's say I don't want this piece right here.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Nah, I don't want it. Like you said, dude, I don't want to connect this whole thing. So you know what? I would probably rather just have a go, just because I don't want to have to set this all up.
Well, I'm gonna make him a little son, and then I'm gonna bring it towards me. Come here. All right. You're gonna be a happy son. Hey, that looks pretty good. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it looks good, but I'll say I can tell what it is.
You know what? Now the son gets it. There you go. Hey, little creeper. Oh,
no, that is cool though, because I didn't realize that they had like a sculpting one on. I didn't know they had a sculpting one.
I could just bring it back. for the haters, I'll blast him in the face pretty well. Like, blam! There you go.
They try to keep you down, man.
Well, check this out. Look, if I make it bigger, come this way. Come on. So see how the rocket's smaller, but I made that object bigger?
Yeah.
Which, if I make all of it smaller, so there's a lot of little cool things that kids can figure out. But I mean, if they make this, write a story, you 3D print it, and you display the story along with the object or scenery that they created, now you have you've created something that Sammer, dude. You know what, Sammer? It's something you can't do without technology. I mean, you could maybe with Play-Doh, but they're not going to learn file tags. They're not going to learn how to use computers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make some trees real quick. Let's check this out. This is a very, very cool little program, dude.
Yeah.
I forgot. I haven't used it in a while. So look, here's my trees. Just so you guys.
Hey, you know what else the little kids like? They like that. Why I had when I worked with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, they would go into the they would go into the scary into all the scary like the little scary experiences, like the one in the room where the
oh,
you know what I'm talking about? And then like a roller coaster and stuff, and they would go all crazy like it was actually happening.
I have a roller coaster one on here, and I have them try that and
they love that.
What's it called? Plank. Richie's Plank experience is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do you think, dude?
No, that is cool. That is cool.
I wanted your acknowledgement.
It reminds me of for some reason I'm thinking SpongeBob SquarePants.
This is cool. I made a new creature for Minecraft, and now my creeper god is just a little baby one, dude. Let me save this. Save copy. There you go. Oh, this is cool. I want you to check this out. The teleporter.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
How do you let the kids use it in your class? What did you do to let the kids? You had 2 of them, you said?
Well, I'm a little lost. Hold on. Let me take that off first off, and let me move it back over here. Depending on what assignment I have them doing, there it is. That's all. Okay, I'm getting lost, dude. I used it as a reward. At the end of the day or in the middle of the day, depending on what I had scheduled, I have what's called option time. So anything introduced in the classroom, they can explore further on their own during that time. So
what did you call it again?
Option time. Options.
Like a genius hour type of deal?
Huh?
Like a genius hour type of deal?
Kind of, but it's very they have free reign almost. They can't surf the net, no, and they'll ask, and the course is like, no. Let me go ahead and pop my headset off for a second. But let's say we start with 3D printing right away because I love 3D printing. So if they want to design and print, they can. We have 5 printers, so they have access. There's time. But if we're using it for projects and they have to wait till one opens up and then they can jump on and put something to print. Drawing is an option, long as they're watching like a video or a tutorial on how to get better at drawing. So all of it is they're learning more and getting better at it. I introduced music tools like Google, with a Chrome Music Lab, Soundtrap. There's some new ones that I have. I think I showed you one called Pulse Boy. That's what my students are going to use in the fall. What else is there? This is an option, and I have to make a list And if you're here that day, you go and use it for about 10, 15 minutes, and then we rotate out. So I have an area in the back that's like, okay, it's off limits at this time. But I've had kids that, they run into a table because they lose track of where they're at. Um, but what I figured out from that is I have one person back there monitoring, and you know what? They don't mind. They get to monitor, and then they'll switch out with somebody else. So they help out. So they'll spend like 5 minutes monitoring, and then someone else will jump in so they can go back to their activity. Um, you would think kids would be like, no, I don't want to lose out on 3D printing or whatever, but they don't mind. They know that it's for the benefit of the classroom.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna exit this one. Okay. This one is cool. Check this out.
That's what it's called, or is that like a sponsored gadgeteer?
No, that's what it's called. Have you ever done a Rube Goldberg machine?
No.
So, oh yeah, I gotta do this. So, let me pull myself that way. And $10. So,
Paul's right there again. Would you use? Is there a minimum grade?
so you know what it is, all right? A Rube Goldberg machine.
Tell me about it. I'm gonna respond to him in the thing.
Okay. Let me go back home. I'm gonna do puzzles so you can see it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you've ever wanted to do a Rube Goldberg, but you don't have the room in your house or in your classroom, so if I tap this button, look, it activates those tiles, right? Okay. So we're gonna start over. And so I would place these, and what I need to do is activate that one over there that I'm looking at, right? Okay, so I think this probably have to go somewhere like up here. See, I got to figure out. So there is a puzzle aspect to it if you want. Why are you not letting me grab you, guy? Okay, hold on.
That's more advanced than I thought it was. I didn't know that you can do all those things now on it.
Yeah, it's this one is pretty. Oh yeah, I can move. There you go. So I'm gonna place some tiles. See, now I have to figure out, should I go this way? I think I gotta go that way. So I'm gonna place this down. And so
and what was this one called again?
Gadgeteer.
Gadgeteer. Yeah, that's funny, man.
We're gonna see how this works out, right? I'm sure Paul's already yelling at the screen. You guys should do this, guys. Did you know that? If you do this,
you're getting called out, Paul. You got to join.
Did you know that if you actually use this? I'm kidding. How does this reach standards?
No, last year. So what we did with I remember it's all coming back now. In with the third graders, what I did is we played Minecraft on the iPhone, and then we played Minecraft on the Oculus, and we compared and contrasted what the experience was like, what you needed to be able to do each one. It was cool. And then we did like some informational writing bits on setting it up, and a couple other things. I can't remember everything right now, but it was cool. It was a fun time. But they got writing. They did a lot of writing. They liked it.
See, that's awesome, dude. And that's the biggest thing. Most kids will not have access to things like
Hey,
this.
what's the price of this Gadgeteer app?
$10.
That's expensive, bro.
Really?
Well, I mean,
That's
not in the grand scheme of things, but
oof. All right, let's see if this starts to work. Look at that. Oh, but look, I just gotta push one button. All right. All right, so you're gonna knock this one over for me. No, go back. Ah, no. I messed up everything. Ah. All right, let me fix this. Eddie. I want to complete this one for people watching, all right? Yeesh. Look at that, look at that, look at that. No, come back. Oh, put that there. Oh, oh, you disappeared. Aha. There we go. And then there. Okay. And then I need one of these right here. And oh, I hit my head. Can I put two? You know what? Why not, Eddie? Let's put two right there. All right, let's see.
boom, fail.
That's all right. Check this out. I'm gonna put one right here, and he's gonna fly forward.
Dang, man, you're gonna fail this class as
All
soon as
right, look, it's back here. Oh, you didn't know about that, Paul.
I'm about to stop the stream, dude. See if I could cut this part out. Para no dar vergüenza.
You want me to take this off or what?
No, it's cool, man. Hey, I was gonna show you a couple of them right now. So check it out. Let me
Yeah, I'm having too much fun, dude.
do you want to show anything else on that one or no?
I want to show that I did it. Oh, look at that.
I do like that Gadgeteer one though. That is pretty cool.
This is and it has a puzzle mode like right here to learn, but then you have a sandbox one too. So let me go ahead and man, I killed me. That's the only reason I let them do 15 minutes too, because too much of this could be bad for you. Okay. And now my hair looks even cooler. All right, there you go, Eddie. There's a lot of stuff available on the Rift and the Quest that's not on here, but there's also a bunch of junk because it's off the Steam store, so it's just anybody can publish things pretty much.
Yeah.
For me, I love my Vive. Not gonna lie, it's awesome. But if I was to be asked, hey, do you want another Vive? Which, you know, to get one in the classroom is gonna cost you $1,500 at least, around there.
More than that, man.
You need a gaming PC. And I know people are gonna go, well, just build a computer for like $700. I could, but I'm not
knowledge for that.
Well, my district's not gonna buy me all the parts. They're just gonna say, look, we'll just spend the money on a PC. Which PC?
Yeah.
But this one, technically, if I wanted to lend it out to students, I could, because you know what? They just take it home and that's it. They don't need the computer. They just have to take it somewhere and use it. So it's awesome. I did it.
Show you.
As you can tell, I had a lot of fun right now using it.
Let me give you a second here. Give me a second here to bring one up that I want to bring up. I don't know if you've used this one. I've talked to you a little bit before, I think, or I've showed you this one. Just let me because I'm gonna share my phone, so I'm trying to turn off all my notifications and everything. Paul, are there any AR VR people that you can follow on Twitter? We'll give you a list right now. Hold on. All right. So watch. I'm gonna share my screen with you right now. These are cool. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you Sketchfab. Sketchfab, man. It's my favorite. No, it really is. It's awesome. All right. Let me see.
I'm gonna step away for just like a minute, okay?
All right, go for it. All right, so this is Sketchfab, and Sketchfab is my my favorite, actually. So Sketchfab is really cool. One of the things, the areas that it is as architecture, and then the cultural heritage and the cultural history. Like those are pretty cool. They have like statues and a lot of things that you can see and go into in VR. Let me pick a good one here because some of these are pretty impressive. All right, so let's pick this one. So it's Rembrandt's birthplace, and then I'm guessing somebody probably did it in somebody probably did it in. Hold on, it's like all small. Let me change my screen share. And man, it's all little. My screen's a little. Hold on, let me sort this stuff out. Get out of that. Let's see. So yeah, I've been using Sketchfab for a while, and it started like in 2013, and it's a really cool app that the developers constantly improved, and then over time, it's become this amazing, just amazing application where you can upload 3D models, you can share 3D models, you can buy 3D models, and then people started doing scanning for cultural heritage sites. So like the one that I was going to show you was supposed to be Rembrandt's home, and then within that one, the someone probably used like a drone or something and flew around it, and then when they did that, they uploaded it into Sketchfab, and now you can check it out, and you can actually put on like little VR goggles, or you can do augmented reality with it. So let's see if this works now. So Sketchfab, boom. And then I'm gonna go in here into cultural heritage. That's what I want. So cultural heritage and communities. Down here was the Rembrandt house somewhere. I'm like hooked on that one. I want to see that one now. So now like when you're in it, you can on the top right hand side, you can see it says AR, and then it has the VR glasses. I'm gonna click on the AR one and you'll see what that one does. Well, before I do that, see, you could rotate around it. People add annotations. So like that's the interior, and then you could kind of see it from in there. The Dutch Flemish step gable, grandma's house. Huh, that's interesting. I'm gonna show you my own pretty soon here too. I'm gonna go up here to the top right and click on the VR button. Sketchfab would like to access the camera. Yes, to use the augmented reality. Sorry, not the VR, it's for the AR. And then you kind of hold it in place. So watch, when you hold it, it's gonna start loading the model, but you select what the surface is gonna be that you want to place it on. So I wanna place it right there on my desk. And then I could zoom out, and then it places Rembrandt's house, bro. Crazy, yeah.
And you know what? Somebody might say, well, VR is so scary, or I don't know how to use those tools. If you ask your parents, hey, not your parents, I mean your student.
Amá.
Amá, mira lo que están haciendo. I mean, if you ask and say, hey, you know what, I'm trying to do this project, or I want to build up what we have, would you mind donating a used, iPhone or Galaxy phone? I've heard of teachers that they get a few because they have them just sitting there. They're like, well, I don't want to give it to my kid because I don't want them to have a smartphone yet, and it's just sitting there.
That's pretty cool.
4 years old. If you get a Galaxy like S6, S7, it's gonna do what you need it to do.
Hey, so check out this one. This awesome. Is I made this one, but I made it like 4 years ago, dude. And I put in so you can click. This? Yeah, watch. It'll tell you the info for the. It's not coming out good. Let me go. Let me try and go back into it. I gotta refresh this thing.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I really got into making that creeper, and now I want to make more stuff with that and start printing it, dude. I'm not
No, you dude. It's once you get into it. So watch, I modeled this one going through the little store, or and I put it into the little store, but I modeled it, and it's supposed to like show you the
okay.
cycles. But watch, instead of the AR button, because I have like a sphere around it because that's what the stars were. But you can put it in VR, and then let me go. Oh no, see this one's not set up too good. But yeah, you can go in VR in it, like with the if you put the glasses on. But I don't know why it's not letting me do it like that. And
And just
then
a side note, dude. If you get if a teacher's listening right now and they get some phones donated, you go down to a 99-cent store, any 99-cent store, you're gonna find goggles for like $2 or $3.
let me show you. I think let me show
And then
you.
you can do VR and AR at the same time. So
When I taught middle school, I liked it because the kids can do like more advanced stuff. So I'm gonna show you some of them. Watch,
yeah,
we did these.
when we met, you showed me some of that stuff. It's
Yeah, these are the scanning. They would scan the Cal State students with this one, but this is that like because we scanned them in high resolution. This one takes a while to load. But let me see. Let me give it like another 10 seconds. So yeah, like we would do like a little workshop where the kids would show the adults how to scan, then they would show them how to make a 3D model, and then they would show them how to add all the stuff up here. But yeah, so this one's it's taking too long, but you could kind of see what those scans are. And then these are ones we did for math. Um, and then so like okay, so this is what I would do with history. So like Paul was asking about history, but it's a serious question, you know, because people will ask, you know, how could I use that? So this one's Mohenjo-Daro, and Mohenjo-Daro is like one of the oldest civilizations, and it was in India. And there isn't really too much known about Mohenjo-Daro according to the textbook we were reading, except that they had straight streets that were lined and they had running water. So when I give the kids at the end, they were able to do like a summary or answer the questions, or I told them you can make a 3D model, but it has to show that they had like straight streets, that they had running water, and that was it. And then like one of the kids made this. And so, you know, like if you're in sixth or seventh grade, what would you rather do? You rather go write another paragraph after you're writing like a million of them, or you know, make something in 3D, put it in VR. So I had a bunch of kids making like little things like this, and it was cool. We ended up doing like a see. So these are the other places. These are they set it up. They called it the virtual. What did we call it? We called it like our world virtual museum or something. And so these
yeah.
are from ancient Kush. Um, this one I can't. I think this one was. I can't remember what that one was. This watch. I'll show you this one. This one was real basic, but you could see kind of the idea of what they were talking about, what the little kids were trying to say. So this one is Mesopotamia. In Mesopotamia, when you read about it, all it means is the land between two rivers. And then when you learn that in Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers, that they had a part of the inside of it was the soil was fertile, but then eventually like the soil ran out, and then outside of it the soil was infertile, and then they did like planting crops, but they planted them like in rows. And so I said, as long as you make something that demonstrates that, you can make that, or you could go write a summary. And then so look, the kid put the two rivers, they put the little crops right there. They put the middle was green because the in between the rivers was where it was fertile, and then on the outside it was dry. And then they put the little canal. And this is all stuff like a little kid made. And it took them time. It took them probably like an hour to do it. You know, they did it over a couple of days, but like that was his option. His option was like, you can go and you could write me a summary about Mesopotamia, or you can do this. And they like doing
So
this because then they would take it home, put it on their phone, you know, like
I'm
show
gonna
it
share
off.
a story because we had that question, and I know Paul. You know, he's asking it because he's messing around, but also because it's a question you'll get if you
Yeah.
introduce these kinds of things. Okay, so I do tons of 3D printing. You guys are watching here. My back there is already a bunch of stuff, but you know, here's a prosthetic hand. That's like one of the pinnacles you can do with 3D printing, something that has a purpose, that has a really, really big purpose. But I had a student that in the summer said, "Hey, I want to get a 3D printer." Perfect. which one should I get? I said, get a CR10 or an Ender 3. If you get a CR10, it's a little easier to put together because it's 2 frames and, you still got to put the wires in the right spot. It's easy to mess up. I mean, it's not like, foolproof. But so when his grandma messaged me, hey, it's here. Can you guys try to build it together? I was in meetings and was given trainings and so on. So I didn't have time. And then in the evening, I said, hey, you know what? Do you want to do it now or set up a time later? She sent me a picture back. He had already built
it. They're smart, man. The little kids are smart.
But the thing is, when people go, well, why do you want to introduce that? That's why.
Yeah.
Well, that's why. That's why.
Yeah.
I teach kids in an area that has high poverty. They don't have access to this, or for them to convince their parents to take the risk or invest in something like that, they need to show mom, dad, look, or grandma, we did this in class. I've been bringing stuff home, projects, and my teacher's always sharing what we're doing. I'm more than capable of handling my own, and he's been printing like crazy. I'm not gonna say that other kids like that they're gonna have it, but if someone's more well off and their parents make combined like 200,000-300,000, $400 is nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, sure, I'll get you one, whatever. But and I'm not saying that's how it's treated and that's how that happens.
Yeah.
But I think right here where I'm at, Imperial County is not a rich county. It's not.
Yeah.
But I teach in Calexico. It's a border town. So we have a lot of students that are impacted by the high poverty level. A lot of students cross over sometimes daily, every few days from Mexico to here and then back. Some of those that cross over, they live with aunts and uncles and, their parents stay over there. So, I mean, there's a lot of things going on besides just the socioeconomic. But if I tell you, hey, and I mean, the people listening right now, they might not have heard, they just 3D printed the first 2-story house in I think Switzerland or Sweden. It was like, wow. And I showed my wife, she's like, wow. And I told her, remember the other ones? Oh, I'm sorry. You might think it's expensive, but I mean, a 1-story, can't remember how many foot house, but it's a nice little house, $5,000. You can't build any house for $5,000. I'm sorry. You can't even get a decent used car for $5,000, bro.
Yeah.
You have to take it to your uncle and they're going to fix it up for you. And here's the kicker. That 3D printed house, it's programmed to print it where there's a space for the windows. It 3D prints around all the piping and all the conduit for the electrical. So they just go up and put, the face plates for the outlets and all that. And then, where the glass is going to go, it's already 3D printed. So
you see, but that's like all the new stuff, we might as well be teaching them with everything that's coming out rather than everything that was, like, what do you want? What do we want to be? If we're talking about teaching kids about the future, teaching kids to operate within the future,
Well, here's the thing. If I tell that kid, if I run into him in high school and say, hey, did you see how much more 3D printing homes has blown up? And he's like, oh yeah, I've already designed a house and it won a contest. That's not going to happen if he does not have the building blocks right now with me and hopefully his next teacher. Side note, it's still me. He doesn't know. Many of my students are watching right now. They just found out I'm their teacher. Then it's not going to happen. And so then we can't tell them, hey, you should go get one of those technology jobs. But guess what? We never gave you exposure to it. Go write an essay instead. What? No.
An essay that we didn't read or an essay that nobody read.
I mean, writing's important. Don't get me wrong. Yes, I throw writing in there. It's not just this stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, they could do writing about, like we're saying, they could do writing about the 3D printing. They could do writing about anything that's relevant. Most of the writing assignments that kids are given on a daily basis are pretty terrible.
Yeah. Hey, you designed something, it's printed, it's in your hand. Quick, do a 30-second flip grid. I have a flip grid station or booth. All right, tell me what you thought about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they've never spoken. They might be like, but guess what they're going to do? They're going to come out of their shell.
Yeah.
Or their writing's going to improve because they're going to really want to tell the story. Or if I tell them write it, because I'm going to email it to your parents or text it to them. So it's got to be really good, so they know what you're doing in class and how you feel about being in this classroom.
Yeah.
Now I got them even more because now they're going to be like, hey, I better write something really, really nice. So
Yeah. So you want to? So we're gonna head out. You want to do any? You want to throw any of your socials out there or anything for people to check out?
I'm on Twitter at Jesus H 1979. My blog is, what is it? Mr. Huertas Class.weebly.com. I can't remember it. I'll tell you. I need to.
That's terrible branding, bro. That's terrible branding.
I've been updating it. No, I've been updating my website. Well, I've been busy, dude. But what I want to show next time if we do another VR session is so the Quest, you can put not hacked but unofficial like tools and stuff.
Oh, you can. So you could jailbreak it.
There's a, you know how I told you that you can track your fingers? There's a piano that you can play with your fingers.
That's cool.
And it's legit.
That's funny.
So we'll aim for that next time. I'll find some good stuff and some other new apps.
You can jailbreak them. So that's it. You jailbreak it, or what is it?
You put it in what's called developers mode.
Oh, okay.
If I want to develop an app for it, I have to be able to test it on a headset.
Yeah.
So what you're really doing is putting a beta of programs.
Yeah.
Some people really like it's final now.
No, that's cool. That's crazy.
And you know what else I'll do? If you want, let's coordinate it, and I'll set up my my Vive.
Yeah.
And then I'll show some of the apps that are on there that are not on the Quest, just so people can see and they can say, hey, you know what? I'd rather have that or whatnot. So
we'll do that then, because I got the Rift, so we can do like a compare and contrast of the Vive and the Rift and see what's the difference. Because I have it, but like you said, as soon as I started getting ready to connect everything, I was like, man, ya se me quitaron las ganas.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like this one, I just pop it on.
Yeah, that is cool. I can see, especially in the class.
Connect a bunch of stuff, man. So
yeah, because if there's a lot of cords and they fall over and all that type of stuff, that's too much.
But you know, Eddie, for you, I will do it next time. If you want to do it next,
we'll do that Vive. All right, let's do it. All right, later, Jesus.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Later, Eddie.
Hold on, let me cut this thing.